What a wonderful.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Naomi, and if you're not, welcome back to another YouTube video. So, as you guys can tell by the title, in this video, I'll be giving my females feminine hygiene tips every girl needs to know. But before we jump to this video, make sure you like, comment, hit that subscribe button to become a Naya baby. Follow me on Instagram at Naya So Pretty. It'll be in the link in the description down below and also here on the screen. So we're just gonna jump to this video. Okay guys, so I'm gonna start off by saying every female body is different, okay? No female body is the same. Things work for different people, so I'm gonna just say that. Now the first thing we're gonna touch on in this video, child, is shaving. If you're a boy, I feel like you should watch this too because you need to know, in my opinion. Boys need to know this stuff too. So we're gonna touch on shaving first. Now, first tip on shaving, especially like if you're younger and you're just starting to learn, you're just starting to grow hair in certain areas, sis, never shave dry, okay? That's the first thing. Never shave dry, okay? You will hurt yourself trying to shave dry. I'm telling you, you will regret it in a few days after shaving dry. Never ever shave dry, okay? First thing. Next thing is you always want to let the water run on your vagina before shaving. Now, you always want to let warm water run on the vagina before shaving because warm water opens up your pores, right? And when you run warm water on the vagina, it opens up the hair follicles. And when the hair follicles open up, it's easier to shave. And when it's easier to shave, you get a smoother, like it's smooth down there, sis. Smooth. But shaving does not last long, sis. I'll shave and then boom, my hair start going 30 minutes later. Why is it like that? Why is it like that? I wish my freaking hair on my head would go as fast as other places, like, sis. Shaving, so people like to go to waxing because waxing lasts about 3 to 4 weeks before, I believe it's 3 to 4 weeks before hair starts growing back. So that's why it's better to wax. But when you want to shave, you want to make sure it's wet. Never shave dry. Next thing is always exfoliate before you shave. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all females heard about exfoliating before shaving. Due to the fact that when you exfoliate, you open up the pores and you get dead skin cells off. Dead skin cells causes bacteria. It causes ingrown hairs. It causes razor bumps. All of that. So to avoid razor bumps and ingrown hair, sis, make sure you exfoliate. Get you some warm water and probably a scrub that has no scent and exfoliate down there, girl. Period. Exfoliating is freaking, you're supposed to exfoliate, in my opinion, because that just makes sure all the dead skin down there is away. Okay? Okay? Period. So, next thing is you want to find a good non-scented moisturizer. Now, after you shave, it gets dry down there, okay? It gets dry after you shave. So, boom. That's why you make sure you shave while wet. But even if you shave while you're wet down there, after you dry off in the shower, sis, it gets dry down there, especially because you just shaved. So, boom. Get you a non-scented moisturizer. Now, the best thing that works is coconut oil, sis. Get you some coconut oil, and after you finish shaving, rub a little bit up there. Do not put nothing up there, girl. Do not put no coconut oil up your vagina. That's what I'm not telling you to put it up your vagina. I'm telling you, after you finish shaving, to rub some on that top area, okay? Rub some on the top area after you shave, and that will reduce, getting you, what is it called? That will reduce getting you razor bumps. That will reduce getting you ingrown hairs and dead skin, and it'll help moisturize it and keep it not dry because, sis, you don't want to be ashy down there, girl. You don't want to be ashy because it can get ashy after you shave. So just make sure you invest in some coconut oil. Make sure you know it's organic, 100% organic coconut oil, sis, period. Next thing is you never want to shave too rough or too fast, sis. You will cut yourself. I promise you. If you're shaving, like, if you in a rush, like you got things to do, sis, and you in a rush, just get a rag, a wet rag, you know, wipe it, and then slowly, I don't know what direction you go in, that's up to you and up to your body, sis, but never shave fast or rough. because you will cut yourself and you will be bleeding. And you will get ingrown hairs and razor bumps. Sis, we don't want razor bumps because razor bumps are hard to get rid of, sis. Everybody been there and done that. Razor bumps are hard to get rid of. So that's why you do slowly up. If you go down, sideways, backwards, blah, blah, blah. Slowly, sis. We don't want no cuts down there, okay? Period. Next thing is you never want to go in multiple directions with shaving. Like in one shave, go in one direction. I promise you, go in one direction, because go in the opposite way of where the hair grows. Because if you go like in a direction, like say if your hair goes downwards, like if your hair goes going down and you go shave going down, you're not really going to get the hair in the follicle, you feel me? So shave the opposite direction of where your hair goes. Never shave multiple directions because you can cut yourself also, okay? So just a little tip. Next thing, open up. Next thing is shaving too often can hurt you. Now sis, I am here to tell you, I know how aggravating it is having to shave a lot. Like, especially, like, if you're, like, vagina hair, it grows so fast. For what reason? For what reason does it grow that fast? If our real hair grew that fast, did you know how long our hair would be? TMI, but still, it's like, vagina hair grows fast. That's why I said get wax, sis. It's gonna be smooth. Get you a wax. Get you a wax, a bazillion wax, period. So, like I said, you never want to shave too often, because shaving too often and not letting your hair grow out sometimes your hair actually does need to grow out. Just a little piece. But I know, like me, I do not like hair growing down there. It's just aggravating because you sweat and all of that. It just builds up. Like, it's just a no for me. But some females, they like when their hair grows out. But me, I couldn't. I'm sorry. So just make sure, you know, you're not shaving too often, but you're shaving enough. Razor bumps are actually normal, but we don't like them. It's like, it's not normal. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. But like, razor bumps, you're gonna get them if you're shaving, okay? You're gonna get razor bumps if you're shaving, but there's a lot of ways to minimize razor bumps and to minimize how they look and to get them disappeared. Get them disappeared, sis, period. Next thing we're gonna be talking about is discharge. Okay, so this is what I want to say first. Discharge is completely normal, okay? Discharge is normal. If you're a female and you're not having discharge, 9 times out of 10, like you're dry down there, sis. If you're dry down there and you have no type of discharge, then you gotta go get that checked out, sis. Baby girl, go get that checked out, because the vagina gets discharged to clean itself out. That's why they say the vagina naturally cleans itself out. All we gotta do is put some water down there, squat, open your legs up, and wipe with the wet rag multiple times, and then you good, and then you Gucci, you feel me? So just, if you're not getting no discharge, especially if you like used to have like discharge and your discharge is gone and your panties just dry, get that checked out, okay? Because it's really hurt that, like, if you don't have no discharge, then you have an infection. But I'm not trying to, but discharge is normal. You're supposed to have discharge, but there's different types of discharge, sis. Now this is where we're gonna get into that. So boom, if you're like, there's females that's different. There's females that has like small amount of discharge, like small discharge, but there's females who have heavy discharge, and there's females who sometimes have heavy discharge, sometimes have light discharge. It's all about your body, and you have to learn your body, okay? If your discharge has a foul smell to it, then 9 times out of 10 you can just have a vaginal infection, which is not it's a vaginal infection cannot be sexually transmitted, okay? It's a vagina infection, and you can get that from probably wearing a pad too long. You can get that from not cleaning out down there good, taking a shower as often as you need to. You can get that from wearing panties, like wearing the same panties, which you should not. I promise you, do not wear the same panties. That's not good. It's a no-no. So just make sure, you're just taking care of her. You gotta take care of her. Period. Period. So like there's different reasons your discharge can be foul smelling. Another reason is you're not drinking enough water. Now I know y'all hate to hear this, but from experience, sis, drink your water. Drink your water. You're gonna be so happy. Like, oh my goodness, I'm so proud that I listened to Naomi on drinking my water, sis. I got you. Drink your water and your cranberry juice. Eat your pineapples, sis. Eat your pineapples. Nah, I'm just playing. But yeah, drink your water, because the more you pee, the more you let out. You feel me? You see where I'm going. The more you pee, the more you let out down there. And she needs to breathe, sis. So just make sure you're drinking your water. Stop. Lay back on the soda. That's what I learned too. I laid back on the soda. I laid back on the juice. Really much what I drink now is just water, okay? I'm telling you. If you change your diet to just water, a lot of water a day, you're going to notice a difference in her, I'm telling you. So next thing is panties. We're going to touch on panties and the types of panties you should and should not be wearing. Now, I know y'all done heard this before 1,000 times in all of these videos, but I'm here to tell you the 1,001th time. Wait, that don't make sense. The 1,001 time. We all know what I'm talking about. But panties, sis, the type of panty you wear can have an 100% effect on how she interacts down there, okay? So, boom. Throw away those silk panties, sis. Silk. Silk, silk, silk. If you're constantly wearing silk panties, 10 times out of 10 you're gonna smell something down there. And I'm just being honest. If you're wearing silk panties, you're gonna have an odor. You know why? It has no airway. You cannot, the vagina cannot breathe if you keep wearing silk panties. And I'm just being honest with you, sis. 100% cotton over here, period. You're supposed to wear 100% cotton panties. You know why? You breathe. She's breathing. She's getting air down there. And when she gets air, she's happy. But no, for real, like, when the vagina gets air, breathing, all the sweat and odor from the clothes you're wearing or whatever you're doing that day, she's breathing through the cotton underwear. But if you're wearing silk, it's no airway. She's trapped. I can't breathe. But no, for real, like, if you're wearing silk panties, like, she's suffocating. I'm sorry to tell you, she's suffocating. She can't breathe. There's odor trapped in there. So y'all get the picture. Just wear cotton underwears. 100% cotton, sis. Period. So, refrain from wearing too much of tight clothes now. This is something that I've actually had to work on, because if you know me, sis, you know I like my tight jeans. You know I like my tight jeans. You know I like my tight clothes. That's the type of person I am. I hate loose clothes on me. I just can't wear nothing loose. Especially as me being a skinny person, I like my tight clothes. that's the type of female I am, tight clothes. So I used to wear tight shorts, tight pants, all of that. And I figured out, sis, you gotta let her breathe. She's suffocating. Tight clothes is not good for the vajayjay, okay? For the vagina, she's not good. So make sure you're not wearing, it's okay to wear tight clothes, sis, but too much of a tight clothes is not good. Like I said, she gotta breathe. Another tip is get checkups frequently. Now this especially if you're like what is that word? If you're active, get checkups frequently, especially if you're changing partners, sis, get checkups. Just use protection, okay? Period. Next thing I want to say is about periods and pads. Sis, you never want to wear your pad for longer than 3 or 4. 3 or 4, not 5, 6 plus. 3 or 4 hours, you should not be wearing your pad. No matter if you're a light bleeder, heavy bleeder, no matter how much you bleed, period blood has a freaking foul smell to it. That's what we know. Period blood has a foul smell. It's not the best smell. So to refrain from other people smelling you, just change that pad frequently. Now, if you're wearing tampons, I personally don't use tampons just because I'm too scared. I'm too scared. Freaking, I can't. I'm sorry. But anyways, do not wear your tampon to sleep, sis. Now, I don't know if y'all have TikTok, but y'all would know if you wear a tampon too long or if you fall asleep with the tampon on, you can get an infection. We don't want that. We don't want that. So just make sure you're changing your tampons and pads frequently. Frequently, sis, because all of that stuff just traps up in there. Now with panty liners, I forgot to say this with the discharge, but to stop the discharge getting on your panties, sis, get panty liners. Panty liners, I'm telling you, sis, get you some panty liners, period. Now, this is the last thing I have to say, and this is on yeast infections. So, boom, I have a little research for y'all because, you know, I did my research with this. Just because a female has a yeast infection does not mean she is dirty or does not take care of herself, okay? Just because a girl has a yeast infection does not mean she's dirty or does not take care of herself. Now, listen to this, period. Study shows that 75% of women will have a yeast infection throughout her lifetime. 35% of women will get at least one yeast infection throughout her lifetime. That means, let me clarify, 75% of women, they will get at least one. So 75% of women will get a yeast infection at least one time throughout her life. So is this the vagina's way of working? Don't matter if she's clean, dirty, this or that. At least she's gonna get at least one yeast infection. Or like, not to say that, you know, it's ways. I don't know if there's ways that you can avoid a yeast infection. I don't know about all that, so I'm not even gonna get into that, sis. Hey guys, but that's the end of this feminine hygiene tips and hacks every female and girl should know. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, hit that subscribe button to become a nine, baby. Follow me on Instagram at 9SoPretty. It'll be in the link in the description down below, and also here down here on the screen. Make sure you subscribe, sis. Because if you're not a 9 baby yet, then what are you doing? Subscribe, sis, period. We're on the road to 9K, period. But like I was saying, if you have not watched part 1 of this feminine hygiene tips, go ahead and click this end screen right here. I love you guys. Bye.